So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all everywhere. Y'all know who I be, Tanana Marie, and thank you for joining. And so we are still talking about unforgiveness. And remember that I've been doing this in a classroom setting, and I wanted to bring it to you all what we do in 45 minutes. It's a little bit different, so I'm going to come to you guys a little bit different. Today we're just going to really talk about what unforgiveness what harm unforgiveness can cause. Remember, I told you that unforgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. There is a correlation between your mind and your brain and your physical body. That is true if you read the book, The Body Keeps Score by Bessel. I know I always say his name wrong, so I'll put it down below. But there is, and he talks about this with trauma. If you're having some sorts of trauma, you probably are dealing with some unforgiveness to some degree. And so yeah, I really just wanted to talk about like what it is and what it's not. I know I have other people who follow me that probably have been in my classes, and if we've already gone over this, we will get to where you are so that way you can catch up. But I definitely don't want to leave people hanging when we're talking about unforgiveness. So hopefully you're going through this journey not alone. I can't emphasize enough. I am a therapist. I am not licensed. I am registered. I am a life coach as well. But I cannot emphasize enough that you definitely don't need to use these videos or anybody else's videos as your go-to, but only as a supplement, something to help you along the way. Please find therapy. Please. I wouldn't suggest jumping right into trauma therapy. I would suggest you finding a therapist that works with the modality that works best for you to get you to a place to be able to even talk about things. And so we're going to get into like how to get there and whatever. But right now I really want to focus on how debilitating unforgiveness can be. It is a fact. There is lots of research. I know Luskin has done research as well. And so I do have my cheat sheets here, so I'm going to make sure that I have all the information. I'm holding on to unforgiveness. Can cause the body to release stress chemicals. And we've talked about those stress chemicals. I really don't want to get into the details of the naming and going all into that. So we'll get there. Just my video has to be quick. And so, but we release these stress chemicals in our body, and sometimes our bodies respond in very harmful ways. And so there are times when we're not even like thinking about the unforgiveness or thinking about that person or the event that happened or the entity that done us wrong or anything to that measure. But sometimes life is life. It does what it does, and we get triggered. We can get triggered by smells, somebody saying something that maybe somebody who harmed us said. There are so many things that we can get triggered by. And so I'm always talking to you guys about this because in our society today, we're in a space where everybody is like, oh, I'm triggered, or I'm this, or I'm that. And I'm not invalidating all of that. Trust me on this. But we have to get to a place where we're stronger and we have more resilience. Because if not, we're going to be a society that cannot hold our own, right? We're going to be a place where weakness is a good space. And I don't mean weakness in a space like, oh, this happened to you, so it's weak. In a space that says, this is what happened to me, so I stay the victim. Oh, you can't say that because it triggers me. Oh, you can't. No, we have to move to the place of resilience so that we can be strong in the things that trigger us. Okay, so, and I will give you tricks on how to build your resilience as well. However, today, it takes such a toll on us that if we're triggered by those feelings of anger, resentment, or fears, our heart rates go up, correct? Our blood pressures go up. And when we are always upset, say we're in a household with the person that we're with, when we're always upset, we run the risk of heart attack, heart disease. It's going to get worse. You're like, heart disease comes from the way that I eat. No, boo-boo. It can also come from what your thoughts are, like your distorted thinking. I guess I was trying to figure out, do I want to say you're stinking thinking? And you're going, well, wait, why is it my stinking thinking? Something happened to me. But it's what you do with that. It's what you are going to hold on to and let go. Now, don't get me wrong. Letting go is hard. Trust me, I still struggle with my own stuff. And I know that you guys have noticed in old videos, my eyes are sunken in. I'm looking terribly exhausted. I had to pull from us doing the rejuvenation, doing the overcoming our life and rebuilding it, because it was like, wait, I'm in a space where I got to do the healing first, right? So, however, it made me go, wait, do I have some unforgiveness going on? So these are things that we really have to look into. So I'm gonna get you there. It also weakens your immune system, as well as you risk all kind of cardiovascular diseases. So you need to learn how to lower your blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease, and strengthening your immune system. And part of that has to do with forgiving. Y'all have to remember what I said. It's not about the other person. If I forgive them, that means I forgive, like I'm going to forget what they did, or like that gives them a pass. Heck no, that's not what it says at all. It's saying that you are doing the work for you, because as you're going on in life and they're going on in life, they're not thinking about you in such a way that they're not enjoying their life, but you're not enjoying yours. So these are the things, the conditions that can contribute to holding on to these grudges and having these resentments, holding on to this anger: heart disease, cardiovascular disease, cancer, fibromyalgia, weight gain, depression, stress, muscle tension, decreased lung function. And did I say high blood pressure already? However, let's talk about the good news of when we start to learn what forgiveness can do. Of course, it's going to reverse everything that we talk about. So improving our cardiovascular, improving our lung functioning, improving our immune system, improving the way our healthy lifestyles. Maybe we're gaining weight because we're eating for comfort. So improving our weight, improving the functioning of our nervous system, having less muscle tension. We do so many things. We do things when we don't even know that we're doing them, right? I go and get massages all the time, and I do have fibromyalgia, and they touch me, and sometimes they're like, oh girl, this is tension. This is stress tension. So learning how to forgive, learning how to lower our heart rate, learning how to increase our hope, our appreciation, our care, our gratitude, our faith, our joys, our happiness. We don't have those things if we're living in a cognitive process of I'm the victim, or I can't let it go. We can get pieces of it, but we want full happiness. We want to live our best lives to the best that we can. All right, so let me keep going with some other stuff. So I want you to remember what forgiveness is as opposed to what it's not. But I'm going to talk about what it's not. It's not condoning somebody's unkindness or infliction upon you. It's not forgetting that what happened wasn't painful and that it didn't really happen to that magnitude. No, we're not invalidating any of those feelings. We're not invalidating any of those things that have happened. It's not denying, minimizing any of the hurt or the pain. When I'm saying the weakness, it has nothing to do with the weakness of who you are. I'm saying we want to gain the strength of the resilience. So we gain the resilience by forgiving, and we forgive by taking back our power. We take back our responsibility. on how we feel, how we're not going to give that person the power to say, I'm this way because of them. Why would I want to give somebody that type of power? It's my healing. It's not about them. And forgiving them doesn't mean that I go, oh, I'm never going to talk to this person for 10 or for the rest of my life. If I don't need to talk to them, then I don't need to talk to them. That is not part of the forgiving space. But if it's my sister, I probably need to talk to her. Maybe the forgiving space is I'm cordial and I keep it moving. I love her and I keep it moving. I've forgiven her, but I haven't forgotten the fact that that person inflicted pain on me. So I just use my sister as an example because it's family. How do you pull away from that, right? Family is family. But family shouldn't hurt you, and it doesn't give them a right to hurt you. And so there's lots of things that we don't say, and as Black individuals, we're told whatever happens in the family stays in the family. And so African Americans, we're more resilient in a space that's like, oh, it happened, or maybe even not just African Americans, just minorities in itself, or being the minority of being from a family of abuse, of things of that nature, being in a family from trauma or complex trauma. We seem to be more resilient, and we kind of think that sometimes it's okay until someone brings it to our attention as we're telling pieces of our story and go, oh my gosh, you've been through that, and we're like, oh shoot, right? We re-victimize ourselves all over again. So I want you in a space of strength, having that power, being able to say, the person's not responsible for who I am. I'm responsible for me. And that person may have attributed to me becoming stronger. Thank you very much. And move forward, okay? And forgiveness is trainable, so we can teach ourselves how to forgive. So in the beginning, this is what I want you to do. This is the work. We're going to start off with this. You're going to make a whole long list of all the people that you think you don't forgive, have resentment, have anger towards. And you need to really think. You got those people on the surface, but I want you to go deeper. Childhood staff, teachers, pastors, priests, parents, siblings, the dog, really, the neighbor's dog, your dog, an entity, a DMV, the bush that tore your leg up and now you hate bushes, the car, and so you kick the wheel. Like, there are so many things that we unforgive, even not even knowing that we're like, oh no, I'm not going to do that anymore. Is it fear, or is it this fact that you just hate the DMV? You're angry towards the DMV. So write this whole long list. Find out. I want you to venture any and everybody throughout the years. This is not going to be easy. Trust me. You're going to need to take some time. A week or two is what I'm hoping. Take the time to breathe. Not shallow breathing. Some deep breathing. Do some grounding techniques. Grounding techniques, the one that I like is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 senses. Your mind cannot process negativity and try to process that all at the same time. So when you get to that point and you're triggered, you can do this anywhere. Nobody ever has to know. 5 things that you can see. Just look around right now. 5 things that you can see. If you can say it out loud, even more grand. 4 things that you can touch. Touch your hair, touch anything. 3 things that you can hear. I don't know why I always get stuck on that one. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. You can't find anything to smell. Smell your clothes. Smells like something. Smell your body. Smell your hands. Smell something. 1 thing that you can taste. If you don't have anything near, taste your tongue. Twist it around. Your jaws. Your teeth. And usually our mouths aren't the most pleasant thing in the world. But at least it's something to trigger our sensories to get us to process. Your brain is trying to process your 5 senses. It's not going to be able to process the anger. Unless you're intentionally going, I'm mad about this, that I have to do this. Of course. Take your time. Do the work. And I'll do the work with you. I'll walk you through it. Disclaimer. Please, you need a therapist. Do not rely on the videos. And we'll get through that. We'll take this one step at a time, one moment at a time, one lesson at a time. Take care of you.